Good morning, happy Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday. I hope all of y'all have had a good week. It's been a little bit of a busy week, but that's okay. It's okay. We're still going to have some fun. We've had some fun this week. I'll be showing you guys, I've added a little bit more to the project we had yesterday, so we'll have some fun with that. I'm going to show y'all what I've been adding. We'll be finishing it this week. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy Friday to everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody has had a good week. I hope you all have had a good work. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Look, I'm quilting with my peeps. Quilting with my peeps. Good morning, good morning. It's finally Friday, y'all. It is finally Friday. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to everybody. We're having coffee this morning. I got peppermint mocha coffee creamer this morning. I'm going to be getting me some of that pumpkin spice creamer this weekend, so I need some pumpkin spice. Y'all, we've been getting some rain here, and talk about flooding. I don't know if you've seen some videos, but y'all, I don't know what happened, but the water was flooding all the way up to the bottom of the cars. So luckily I'm kind of in a little area, different area. So, but I do hear some thunder in the background. So, and as a reminder, I live in a camper, so it may get a little loud if it starts raining again on y'all. So it may get a little loud. So today, y'all, today's Friday. Today's Friday. What's Friday for us? Friday is always rope day. Friday is always rope day. So we're going to have some fun with rope today. But we're also going to we're going to choose one of these. I had these printed. They're DTF transfers. Rope day, yes, right? So these are DTF transfers. So I'm thinking we're going to add one of these to middle of one of these. And we may do it. We should have enough time to do a couple. I think last time we were able to do a couple projects with these. So I'm thinking we could do one of them a bowl with this in the middle, and then another one just a trivet in the middle. But y'all requested us to do wrapping the rope with the fabric, so we need to wrap the rope with some fabric. No, I wished I had one of these printers because y'all, these are fun. So these are printed. There's a lady in Phoenix that I found, and she's phenomenal. I ask her, I send them to her, and she prints them that day. So good morning from Arizona. Yes, good morning, coffee. So I'm in Globe, so where all the flooding's going on, Globe, Miami, here in Arizona. But we're all good. We are all good this morning. I have to show y'all. I don't know. So if y'all were on yesterday, we were doing some abstract quilting yesterday. I was showing y'all how to do an abstract quilting. And I have an idea for that. I ended up deciding I did love this. I ended up deciding I loved it. But I have to show you guys. I have to show you because I was like, okay, so this is what we did yesterday. But y'all, I decided to add a little bit more. Check it out. It needed some quilting. It needed some quilting, and I think it just gave it that final thing it needed. So, needless to say, it's going to take me a little bit because I'm doing some intricate quilting on it with the embroidery machine, and it takes a little bit, but I think it's, yeah, right? Yes, thank you. I got a little aggravated, and I apologize. I said one word, a cuss word. I don't cuss, guys. But every once in a while, when you get the seam ripper out, third time of seam ripping, I'm like, are you kidding me? No. So anyways, I did repost the live. We had lots of fun yesterday on this. Lots of fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited to see and I did serge the side. So I serged the side of it, and then I'll bind over that serging. So, but I find if you do serge it, especially when you're doing a project like this, it has so many different pieces, and they kind of like, they end up, what do you call it? They end up, when you're doing that binding, you have a hard time getting them in there, and sometimes they pop out. So if you serge the side of it, if you have a serger, if you serge the side of it, it helps with that. It helps with that. So I did that yesterday morning. So, but instead of going walking, y'all, I serged the side of the quilt after I hopped off the live with y'all. So, but hey, it was fun anyways, right? It was fun anyways. So back to the rope. Back to rope. I'm thinking I need to find some rope or fabric because, like I said, y'all had requested, Friday's always rope day. Friday is always rope day. And y'all had requested that we wrap fabric around that rope as we sew. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to do the middle. We're going to do the middle, get one of these added. And I'm thinking the owl. I'm really liking the owl because we have an owl, an eagle. I don't know. He said we may do a couple of them. I'm in an owl mood today. An owl mood. I don't know. An owl or a moon. We may do the owl and the moose. We may do the owl and the moose. These are fun. I got the photos, the images off of Etsy. And then I sent them off to this company and asked them to print them. Right? It does. It's like a crazy quilt. Yeah. We can do the moose. We'll do the moose first. We'll do the moose. If somebody's calling out the moose, we can do the moose. Yes, I was calling it an abstract quilt. Somebody sent me a message yesterday and told me what it was actually called. So, back in the day, what they called it. So, I don't know. I'm actually considering, after I got it done and started quilting it, I decided I liked it. And I'm thinking, I might actually do an actual moose. Okay, we're doing the moose. We're doing the moose. I may actually do something else with that. Crazy quilt. It's definitely a crazy quilt. Fun, fun, fun. So like I said, I got a couple things. So rope. What kind of rope do you use? You have, y'all, there's so many different opportunities when you use rope. So many different opportunities when you use rope. You don't have to always use the same kind of rope. You can use all kinds of different rope. This rope, I got at Harbor Freight. Got this one at Harbor Freight. I've had 2 broken needles. Oh, you poor thing. And then I have, this is macrame rope. So, those, back in the day, I don't know if you remember, but the macrame hangers that they use to put your pots, your plants in to hang up. My mom used to make macrame hangers. Her and her best friend decided that they would that they could do that. So, needless to say, macrame. And y'all, it works out really well. So I like the macrame. And like I said, this is, I forget what they call it, utility rope, some kind of utility rope that, to tie up your boats, your side by side, your 4-wheelers. It's just a rope and it's soft. They have some that's got plastic and kind of scrunches. Don't use that. I would not recommend using that because you'd end up breaking needles, as Miss Cynthia's saying. She's not using that, but you'd break a lot of needles if you ended up using that. And I don't think it would work out very well. I don't know. Just my opinion. You never know. Like I said, I don't know everything. So I'm going to put these back because we're going to use white today. Okay, another one down. Miss Cynthia, quit breaking needles. You're having too much fun breaking needles. So, another one down. Okay, so we are going to use, this white rope because, like I said, I'm thinking we're going to add this to the white rope, and I think it'll make it pop. And then we just gotta have some fabric because once we get the bottom down, once we start going up, that's when we're going to add the fabric. That is when we're going to add the fabric to these, to the rope. So, and the rope, this is just clothesline, y'all. 50 foot of clothesline. Go to Wally World. It's like a couple bucks for a thing of rope. Never knew. You're like, I don't want to hang no clothesline up and hang my clothes up. Y'all, I used to hang clothes up. Speaking of lightning and thunder, I remember as a kid, my parents were gone somewhere. I don't know where it was. And they were like, make sure you get that laundry done and get it off the clothesline. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. No, I actually, I don't even remember where I got this one. I think I may have got it on Temu. I don't know. That one, you can go down a wormhole on that one, y'all. But yeah, I'd gone out there to, I was getting the clothes off the line. Next thing I know, lightning strikes, you know, and my dad always said, oh, don't worry, it strikes the tallest thing in there. Yeah, we had a 50-foot tower that my dad had put up in our yard. That lightning struck the yucca right there. I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah, no good. No good. So good morning, Maddie. I got your stuff printed for you yesterday. So like I said, so we are going to use this. How much I need? I'm going to get a full bobbin because I don't like running out of bobbins. So I do use pre-wound bobbins. I like my pre-wound bobbins, especially with the embroidery machine. So seems like they can get a lot more stuck on those bobbins than you can get on those bobbins, and I not quite understanding how they do that. So, but I always save the bobbins and wind a bunch of different colors on my bobbins, so makes it kind of nice. Only thing is trying to find the end. Oh, found the end. So good morning, how we doing? Good morning, good morning. Miss Maddie, I'll get your stuff shipped off if I go back to town today, depending on weather. It'll either be today or Monday morning for you, okay? Good morning, Donna, how we doing? Okay, y'all, like I said, we're gonna go have some fun with rope. I think we'll do a bowl first. Let me find, you know what? I think we're going to do some browns. To go with the mousse. I think we'll do browns. Okay. So let's go back over to the sewing machine, or back over to the sewing machine. We're going to the sewing machine. Happy Coffee Friday. So get your coffee out. Let's go have some fun with some rope, y'all. Let's have some fun with some rope. Yummy coffee. Need lots of coffee. Yeah, I was gonna try and get hold on, we may not be able to, hold on. I'm going to use my iron this morning. I'll come out here and use my iron. That way, so we living in the camper, if we use too many things, it pops the breaker and then it turns the power off. And if my husband's gaming, well, needless to say, it shuts his game down. And it doesn't work out very well. So when we iron, we'll have to go out, take the iron out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the gifts and the follows and the likes. We're already at 2K this morning. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So first thing we're going to do is we got to change that foot out. And I know I always tell you guys this, but make sure you tighten that foot up. Make sure you tighten that foot up because especially, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. He's just so cute. You got to wave at him. You got to wave at him. So just as a reminder, when you do change that foot out, make sure that you're, good morning, use that screwdriver. Just give it a little, just a little bit of a cinch. Not really tight, not really tight, but enough cinch that it's not going to move. Because when it comes off, it's not no fun, y'all. Not no fun. So let's get this swapped out here right quick. So instead, we are going to use, my husband tightened my, thing. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's thundering this morning, y'all. It's thundering this morning. Y'all, we got so much rain yesterday. It was flooding. It was crazy. Need to say, yeah, I was stuck at work for a little bit. So, so we're going to put this foot on here. And we're going to take the screwdriver. We're going to loosen that. Like I said, when you put it on there, you just want to, just a little bit of a cinch there, y'all. So you tighten it, hand tighten it. Then you take that screwdriver and just go, just enough. Just a little bit of a cinch. You don't want to tighten too much. Don't want to tighten too much. In Google Globe Miami, Arizona rain. You'll see the rain from yesterday. It was crazy. Crazy. I mean, it literally downpoured. I know the emergency management sent a thing out and they're like, the National Weather Service did not expect how much rain we got. It was ridiculous. So crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy. But luckily we're good. We are good. I'm going to start a flash goal. Stopped. Oh, we need 10 heart me's, guys. We need 10 heart me's. Okay, so I'm going to load just white into there because we're using, it was like that for us on Wednesday. Good morning. Thank you. Oh, wow. I tell you, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. So we're going to load white. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So we are going to load white on here. And then what we're going to do, thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take white. Like I said, this is clothesline rope. We are using clothesline rope. You can get this at your local Wally World. I'm going to try and make sure I don't create a knot. I always create knots. Knots are not no fun, y'all. And I'm going to show y'all what stitch we use. It is the double blanket stitch, as I've been told, but I never know what the name of these stitches all are. So thanks to y'all, y'all can tell me the name of these things. I just make up names. It's like, it's that one thing. It's that one. Yeah, it was crazy. It was literally crazy. They said that 60% of Wally World was flooded inside. So that was, I mean, it was, yeah, crazy, crazy. My office is not too far from there. The golf course was completely underwater. So yeah, it was a little crazy yesterday. So we hadn't had no rain in quite some time. Our lake over here is lower than it's ever been. And now it's like, it's pretty good. So, okay. So let me show you guys the stitch. We're going to go back to, I'll show you the quilting that I was adding to our abstract quilt from yesterday. I'll show you the quilting we were adding. So I was adding this quilting to that abstract quilt. I think it worked out pretty well. So it just takes a long time to stitch out. This takes a long time to stitch out. So we're going to go back home. We're going to go to sewing. So with rope, y'all, this is the stitch. I'm on a Brother Luminaire 2. It's not one that you have to use. It's one because a lot of people use a zigzag stitch. I saw on Cynthia's this morning, she's using a zigzag stitch on hers. But you can use whatever stitch you want. I just find that this one is the one that goes and grabs that rope and pulls it tight together in there. So I take and I use that 3-18, which is a double blanket stitch. Thank you guys for letting me know what the name of that stitch is. But so I use that 3-18, but I come down here and I expand that width to 7 millimeters, y'all. I go as big as I can. So the nice thing about this stitch is it has that straight line down the middle. So you center your two pieces of rope. The straight stitch goes down the middle of the center of those ropes. And then you take, and that stitch goes and grabs and pulls it. And that stitch goes and grabs and pulls it. And it like pulls it together as it's sewing it across. So makes it pretty good. Makes it pretty good. Yes, yes, Cynthia. Totally. Thanks for your help, Cynthia. I'm gonna flip this camera here. All right. So we're gonna start. We're gonna do a circle one, y'all. We're gonna do a circle one because we're gonna make a bowl first. I said we'll have to go out and hang out with my husband to press that on to the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a circle one. So what you want to do is you're going to take your rope and you're going to kind of turn it this way, and you want to get it as big as you can, kind of make looks like you're kind of like a what do you call it? Almost looks like a snake. How about that? We'll call it a snake. We're going to call it a snake. Whatever, it works. So we're going to create a circle here, and remember what on this, remember with the rope. So you know how your feed dog, it goes back and forth and it pulls that fabric back. Well, it's also going to pull this rope back. So when you load this rope in there, you want to make sure that when you load that rope, a cinnamon roll. Yes, that sounds good. I should make homemade cinnamon rolls for my husband today. He loves homemade cinnamon rolls. So what we do, so what we do is we take this, and like I said, you want to make sure that when you're loading it into the sewing machine that it's pulling this way. So the feed dog's going to pull that way. So you're going to make sure that it goes that way. So, and because if you load it this way, and I'm just telling y'all this because I have done this a few times and I still did it the other day. So I'm sitting there making something and I'm like, ugh. You sit there and tell them not to do that. And what do? You do it. So, but yeah, if you load it this way and it goes and pulls that up, so it goes and pulls it like this, and then it unwinds instead of winds. So you want to make sure how you load that in there. So we're going to come across, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it, and we're going to sew down this way. We're going to sew this way. We're just going to sew quite a bit in the middle. That way it kind of gets it all scrunched up there. So gets it all scrunched up, and then we'll start moving with it. So I'm going to make sure it's all tight here. And then once it gets big enough, we will add that, that DTF transfer. And we're adding the moose. Y'all like the moose? We're going with the moose. I like moose. I want to go to Alaska. I never got to go to Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Okay. So we've got it in here. We're going to get it. And remember, so we've got it on here. Get turned a little bit, pull you down just a little bit. There we go. So we have it loaded in here, and remember what I said, you have it loaded this way, that way when it pulls it, it's pulling it this way, and it'll sit there and wind that rope this way, because if you put it in there this way and it sits there and pulls, it's going to unwind it. So we want it the other way. So, and I just unwound what I just had in there, so we're going to wind it back up here again. I think a lot of times they don't explain the feed dog. The feed dog, you need to make sure that those feed dogs are good. So we're going to put this in here. And like I said, we have that blanket stitch in here. We've expanded it to 7 millimeters. That way it's bigger. So I'm going to load this here. And we're going to just come across. We're just going to turn. We're just going to go across this a few times, and then we'll start stitching it around. Come across there, go back this way. Starting in the middle is the hardest part, but once it starts going, it'll just pull it around. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to see how I've let that go. So now it's just going to start pulling. And we may have to go back and hit some of that middle again. We'll see how that goes. It's going to keep going around. And you have the center of your foot. The center of that foot is centered right between the two pieces of rope. Right between the two pieces of rope, and then that stitch is going and grabbing and pulling that rope together. Makes it pretty tight there for you. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop here a minute, and I'm going to go down the middle. Good morning, guys. We're going to get the middle of that just a little bit more, and then I'll show you all that stitch here. And it doesn't hurt to go back and hit, because sometimes you'll find that you'll get done and you'll see openings. Just go back and stitch that opening. It's okay. It works out okay. All right. So let me show you guys. Tell you, this thing is all nice now. So good morning, Renee. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are awesome this morning. Okay. So look how nice that looks. Look how nice that looks. And with that stitch, it just goes and grabs it. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to center the foot right in between these two pieces of rope. And I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm just going to hold it with my one hand. You can kind of direct the rope as it goes to your brother. Yes. So I use a brother. I have a few different machines, but this one is my brother. This is a Luminaire 2 that I'm stitching on. If I stitch a heavier rope, I have my Husqvarna back here that I use for that heavier rope because of the thickness, and sometimes you'll end up breaking needles or whatever. So because it has the what do you call it, the fabric, it has the sensor. It's got a sensor on how thick that fabric is, and it kind of it kind of works through it. So what we're going to do again, we're going to load this, and you see how it has that 2 pieces of rope. So we're going to center that foot right there in between it, and then we're going to start stitching it. It'll go pretty quick. I'm going to grab the transfer board that we're going to add. That way we know that we've got, because we're going to add this. We're going to add this to the middle of it. So we're going to add this to the middle of it, and then we're going to start adding the fabric too. We'll add the fabric as we go up on that. So, but we got to get it big enough to go there. So let's go back to the sewing machine, y'all. Let's go back to the sewing machine. Let's have some fun. Happy Friday to y'all. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate all y'all joining. So again, so you have the center of your foot, and the center of your foot is usually marked right here. So with it being marked, you take and you center that right in the middle of your rope. And here, let me show you right quick. I'm gonna zoom in here, that way you guys can see. So you see how that has a mark right there in the middle? It's kind of, there we go. It has a mark right there in the middle, and it's centered right there where that rope, the 2 rope come together. So what it's good, so it just goes and grabs both sides as it comes around. So let me flip you guys back around here. Okay, here we go, guys. And like I said, as this goes, as we start going with this, so just hold the rope on this, and then on this side, you're just kind of directing it, because those speed dog pull it. Those speed dog will pull it. It does all the work for you. The machine literally does all the work for you. So, and these circle ones makes it a lot easier. So I like the circle ones. Those oblong, oval shaped ones, those get interesting. They turn out really cool. I really like them, but starting them is not no fun. Those are a lot harder to start than these circle ones. And this rope that I have here, I like to start the center of the fabric rope that you use for like jelly roll rugs. I like to start the center with one of these instead of trying to do a circle in the middle of those, because I've yet to figure out how to get it where it's all flat and circular. So it seems to me it's a lot easier just to start like this and then add the fabric after the fact and then have a circle that way. So, but we're going to go around in a circle here, and this is just cool. This is just cool how this works. It just keeps going. Sewing right around, y'all. Like I said, we're going to get big enough to do that moose. I think you guys can see that moose here. So we're going to get big enough to add this moose in the middle. And then we'll stitch out a little further after we get the moose on there. And then we'll start curving up and add the fabric. We will add fabric to the side. And I'm thinking we may just add fabric all the way up the side. What do y'all think? And I think if we added fabric all the way up the side, it'd be kind of cool. I'll tell you, these bowls are just fun. These rope bowls are just fun. And the nice thing is you can do these fairly cheap. He said this is just clothesline rope, a couple bucks. Literally, it's under $3. And a lot of times they have them. It's like you can buy 3 for, you know, whatever. So catch them on sale. You can check the online. A lot of times if you buy it online, you can get it cheaper than you buy it in the stores. So I always check that too, especially when I'm buying craft items like this. So, but the clothesline rope works really well for this. But I have macrame rope that I have. Go to the auto parts store with your husband. Go to Harbor Freight with your husband. Go to, I mean, pretty much y'all, any rope out there. The majority of the ropes. The rope that they use for making those survivor bracelets, you can use that rope. I forget what it's paracord. Paracord. You can use the paracord. That actually works really well too. And that one's that rope actually shapes into bowls really well. So I feel like I'm sitting here rambling, talking to this circular thing here. So it is Friday morning, y'all. It's Friday morning. I am so glad it's Friday. It seems like this has just been a week that has not ended. Literally a week that has not ended. So we're going to keep going in a circle, and we'll get there fairly quickly because we need to get big enough to be able to put that moose on here. Big enough to put the moose. And like I said, we're going to go in the kitchen and we're going to go in there and plug up that iron in there. So he's going to run some different power for me back here because this winter's going to come around and I have a little heater, and I won't be able to run my little heater back here because we have the refrigerator back here now, and the refrigerator is going to take too much power. So I don't know why, but for some reason or another, they have half of the camper on the back side, the toy hauler, and the bedroom are all on the same breaker. Why? I mean, why do they split it up like that? I don't know. Kind of weird. Going. I like white. I don't know why, but I kind of like the white. Hey, Cynthia, the rope that you're, yes, TGIF. The rope that you're dyeing, is it the clothesline rope you're dyeing? Just curious. She sent me a picture of rope this morning, and it was pink. It looked really cool. And she's using that RIT dye, so... Yes, 2 days off, Renee. Yay, 2 days off. I'll take 2 days off. We are getting close to the size we need here, y'all. Getting close to the size we need. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. So I think I figured out, because I think Monday is the pumpkin trick-or-treat bag, y'all. Monday we're going to be making that pumpkin trick-or-treat bag. And I think I figured out how to do it, so I think I'm probably going to make a sample one this weekend just to try it, so. Like I said, y'all think of things you want me to make, let me know, and then I'll figure it out one way or another. I will figure it out one way or another, so. I think we're getting close. Stop here. All right, let's see if you are not big enough. We need to go a little bit more. We need to go a couple more rounds around. So my stitch length is 7 millimeters. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to show you all that stitch again. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, y'all. So let me show you again. I'm going to show you again what stitch, because the stitch is a big thing. So I'm using that 3-18, which, yay, awesome. You are going to have some fun with us. We are on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Mountain Standard Time, Arizona. So thank you. So we have this 3-18 is the stitch we're using. And then I have it expanded to that 7 millimeters. So that is the stitch length that we're using. And then as we're stitching on here, you'll see that I have the center of that foot right there in the middle between those two ropes. So on that stitch, you have that center stitch that comes down. And so what it does is it goes in between those two ropes, and then as it stitches and goes out, so it'll go out this way and then it'll go out that way. But as it goes out, it pulls it back to that. It pulls the rope back to that center stitch. So see, this is the stitch I go to. You're very welcome. Ask all the questions you want to ask. That's the stitch that I go to. That is literally my go-to stitch. Is it the only stitch you can use? Absolutely not. Absolutely absolutely not. People use your zigzag stitches. You use all kinds of different stitches, all kinds of different things. So makes it kind of nice. Makes it kind of nice on there. So, but yeah, welcome to the live. My name is Carrie. Like I said, I am on Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. I'm in Arizona. It's currently 5 o'clock here, so Mountain Standard Time. So come hang out with us. We're always making something different. Got to put denim needles in my Walmart list. Get you some denim needles, Miss Cynthia. The denim needles tend to help when you're sewing rope because it's a lot thicker material there, especially depending on the rope you use. So we're going to go a couple more times around here because, like I said, we were adding this to the middle of this, and then once we get this added, we're going to start curving up into that bowl, and we're going to be adding rope or fabric to the side of our rope. So we want to add fabric because that was y'all's request for today, is adding roping. We're going to rope that fabric. We're going to wrap that fabric around the rope and then stitch, and I'll show you how that works. Once you get going on it, I mean, it takes a little bit longer because you got to be careful and make sure that your rope stays, or your fabric stays wrapped around that rope. But what happens is when that stitch comes across, it goes and grabs that fabric and keeps it together for you on there. So, all right, let's stop. Let's see, do we have... We need two more, guys. Two more. Still not big enough. That's a bigger moose than I thought it was. So we're going to go a little bit further here. Go a little bit further. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to do something with Dory one of these days. I'm going to do something with Dory one of these days. So I'm adding one of these. You can embroidery onto this rope. You can add fabric onto this rope. There's so many different possibilities of what you can do when you make these rope projects. And if you like rope projects, Friday is rope day, y'all. The rest of the week is kind of open to whatever we want to do, whatever y'all request. But Fridays are rope day. If y'all have special requests on what we want to do on Fridays, we can do that too. But Friday's usually our day that we do some kind of fun project with rope. Some kind of fun project with rope. So, and we are using clothesline rope this morning. We are using clothesline rope and just a little bit more, y'all. A little bit more. We're going to go just a little bit more. We can do an embroidery. We'll see. We'll do this one, and then we'll do one with an embroidery. We will do one with an embroidery. The next one. So the next one, because we'll do we'll just do like a smaller one, and we'll add an embroidery to it. So we'll get this one done. We'll do two today, y'all. I think we have time to do both of them. I believe we have time to do both, y'all. So we'll get this, just another loop around, and then I'll get that iron, and we got to plug it up into the kitchen. We'll get it plugged up into the kitchen because, like I said, we don't want to knock my husband's game off. That's not any fun. Because the breaker to flip back the power is under the camper, and why they put it by the converter, I don't know, but there's a flip under there that's supposed to work, but most of the time he has to go all the way back and pull stuff out from underneath and get to the converter. So I try my best not to flip the breaker, because flipping the breaker is not no fun. So, especially when he's not here, because I have no earthly idea how to reset that thing. So I think that's enough, guys. I think that is enough. Yay. Okay. So we're going to cut that thread. Good morning, Ray. How are you this morning? So like I said, we are going to add a moose. We're going to add a moose to this. And then after we get the moose added, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding fabric, and we're going to start curving it up. We're going to make a bowl. We're going to make a bowl with that moose in the middle, and it'll be rope. with the fabric all the way around. So it'll be rope with the fabric all the way around. Super fun, super fun. So let me go back to the cutting table here. I'm going to get y'all mounted on there, and I got to find the power cord because thank you. Awesome quilting while you watch. Isn't that fun? Super fun, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me in the morning. I'll tell you, you make my morning. Somebody the other day goes, because I was doing BP for this, and somebody goes, you know what? I think you have a lot more fun sewing. Of course I have a lot more fun sewing. Who's not going to have fun sewing? Sewing is just, I don't know. It's what I like to do, so. Okay, so now, hold on. I need to find the power. I should have remembered that I was going to have to do this before, because what I got to do is I got to find my power cord. Where does my power cord go? Power. I found power, y'all. I may plug it into this other thing when I get done with today, so. Yes, Pam, right? It's addicting. It is totally addicting. Okay. So give me a minute. I'm going to take this into the kitchen, and then we'll go into the kitchen. We'll go into the kitchen because I'm going to go plug this up. I'm going to go plug this up. So don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. I shall be back. I'm going to take that and the pressing mat. So. All right, y'all, I'm back. I told my husband, I was like, you're going to have to say good morning to everybody. You'll have to say good morning to everybody. All right, so I'm going to put y'all on this other stand. Luckily, I have any fabric stores in Globe. No. So there is no fabric stores in Globe. There is a fabric store in Miami. There's a quilt shop in Miami. We do have Wally World. You can get fabric there. So a lot of times we do get some there. So good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday to y'all. Happy Friday to y'all. So we are going to go say hi to my husband. He's off today. So we're going to take the rope and that to doom. Here, we'll say good morning. Thank you. Good morning, Miss Amy. Good morning. We're going to flip you around. Say good morning, honey.
Morning.
He's still having his coffee, so. But he has had his first cup. So Beansy's had his first cup, we're okay. Beansy's had his first cup, we're okay. So I have this. I'm going to turn a light on here. So that light is, see if that fixes that issue. Okay. I think we're okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to add this mousse to the middle of this. Like I said, once we get the mousse added, everybody says good morning, honey. Okay. We're going to get one of these lives. We're going to get him in there sewing with us too. He sews too. So, so we're going to add this mousse to the middle of there. So I think it's going to be cool. This is a DTF transfer, Arizona Custom Prints. If you Google Arizona Custom DTF Prints, you can find these ladies. Rope Day's fun, right? Then everybody's saying morning. Morning, 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 honey. So when you do add it to this, we want to make sure that you add it to the right side, because I've accidentally added it to the wrong side. So you remember how this rope, when you have it in the machine, that you're kind of curving this way, that way that rope just keeps adding to it. If you add it to this side, then it's not going to work out very well. So we want to make sure that we come here and we get it added to this side. So we're going to center this mousse, which this mousse is very cool. And I'm going to move y'all down so you can see this. Move back a little bit. There we go. So we're going to center this here. And then, like I said, when we get this added, then we're going to start curving up the side and make a bowl. We're going to start curving up the side and make a bowl, but we're going to add fabric while we do that. We're going to add fabric while we do that. So I'm going to put this on here. So I'm going to take this iron. We're going to kind of add, I kind of go like this. Because you got to be careful with these transfers just to make sure that they do end up sticking there. And you set your iron on the hottest portion possible there. Okay, so let me grab a piece of, I'm going to go grab a piece of fabric to put over the top. It is a Panasonic wireless, or is it wireless? Cordless. Panasonic cordless. Good morning, good morning. Hold on, let me grab a piece of fabric because we need to iron over the top of that. So if you add a piece of, y'all hear that? It's thundering. So I'm going to add a piece of fabric over to the top of that because you don't want to iron right there on top of, you don't want to iron on top of that DTF transfer because if you iron on top of it, it'll melt into your iron and that ain't going to work very well. Thank you all for the follows and the likes, y'all. Y'all are awesome. So we're going to iron this way. That way it just gives it that much more of a sticking to the rope. Just a little bit. And we'll take that off. And then, is that not cool? Welcome from Arizona. We are in Arizona. Y'all are in Delaware. I love how y'all are all over the place. That is so cool. That is so cool how you're from everywhere. So we're going to take the rest of this rope. So, like again, this is clothesline rope, y'all. This is clothesline rope that we're using. We're going to show my husband the moose as we go by. He hasn't seen the moose. So we're going to show him the moose as we go by. And then we're going to go add rope, or Wichita, Kansas. Welcome, welcome. Y'all are everywhere. Moose. Is that not cool? Florida. Welcome from Florida. Check it out, honey.
Yeah, cool.
See, he's saying cool too. Say bye.
I like moose.
He likes moose. He likes moose. So now we're going to do, I'm going to come over here and kind of explain what we're going to do. So I'm going to come over here and kind of explain what we're going to do. Alabama, San Diego. Awesome, awesome. San Diego, you're up early. What are you, an early bird like I am? So we're going to come back over here. So what we're going to do is, I decided we're going to do brown. We're going to do brown around this one. South Carolina. Hey, early bird is good. Early bird, what is the saying? Early bird catches the worm? Or catches, I don't know. I don't remember what the saying is. Something like that. I don't know. I like to fish too, so. Okay, so that's going to stay there. Do what, honey? He's laughing at me. Ah, okay, so I'm thinking we're going to use this fabric. Minnesota. Yay, yay, yay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that fabric, or the rope. So you're going to take that rope. What you're going to do is you're going to take this fabric. You're going to kind of wrap it around. And this is where clips. You can use clips. Get this all on here. Getting it started. So we're going to get it started here. So I'm going to take a clip. We're going to clip this on here. So you're going to clip it on there, and then you're just going to keep going down and just kind of wrap it around. We're going to clip it as we go here. Doesn't have to be perfect because, like I said, as you're sewing along, because you're going to sew down the middle of it, and as you're sewing along, that stitch is going to grab it. You can't, oh, hello. You can't see. I apologize. Thank you, Debbie, for telling me. I apologize. I apologize. Thanks for the heart me. I'll start over. I'll start over. I apologize. Okay. So we're taking these. So, and this is just a 2.5 inch strip. You can use smaller strips. You can use bigger strips, however you want to do it. So, but you want to get it started. So when you get it started, you're just kind of wrap around that rope. And you don't have to worry about that raw edge or anything. So you get it wrapped like that. And then you're going to add that clip. So that way you have the start there. That way you have the start there. Then we're going to take, and we're going to wrap around. We're just going to keep wrapping around the rope here. You are very welcome. So we're just keep wrapping around the rope. Sometimes I forget. You use elder glue stick. Oh, that works too, Miss Stacy. That's a good idea. See, y'all, we get good ideas from everybody. Elmer's glue would work. Elmer's glue would totally work. I've used needles on here too, but I ended up poking myself when I used needles. So if you don't have clips, you can use needles, but be careful on those. Just be careful on those. So we're gonna keep wrapping, and I'm thinking we're gonna wrap 2 pieces of fabric around here. So just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. So we're going to wrap around. We're going to clip that. That way it just stays there. And as you're sewing along, you'll just be able to take those clips off there. You'll just be able to take those clips off. So you just get it started. And it doesn't matter which way you wrap it. It doesn't matter which way you wrap it on the rope. Because like I said, it's just going to stitch together there. So it'll just stitch together. And you just kind of keep pulling it down this way. You keep pulling it down this way. And the fabric makes it just a little bit stiffer. Stiffer. Man, the words I come up with. How am I coming up with these words, y'all? So you're going to keep going. Just wrap it around. Like I said, you can do this in... you can just do like small sections of the rope or the bowl. You can do all of them, however you want to do. So we're just going to keep going down because we're going to just wrap the whole thing. Good morning, Mandy. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. So we're going to keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Fun, fun. So we're going to do this one. We've added Moose DTF transfer in here. We're adding the fabric here. Once we get the fabric added, we'll go back to the sewing machine and I'll show you how to start that fabric again because we're going to add 2 strips. We're going to add 2 strips to this. And then once we get the fabric added, we'll go back to the sewing machine and we're going to start curving up. We're going to start curving up and making that bowl, and I'll show y'all how to get it to curve. I'll tell you, the first time I did it, I'm sitting there, and I did it with my friend of mine from Colorado. Her and I were on a FaceTime. We were doing this together. And we're like, it's not curving. This is not working. Y'all, just keep going. Because if you keep going, it'll eventually start curving after you get about 3 loops. The fabric will make it curve quicker. But if you're just using rope, it takes a little bit to get it to start curving around, y'all. But just keep sewing and it'll eventually start curving. It'll eventually start curving. So I'm using little clips to add to this. Using little clips to add to this. And there may be other ways to do this, but this is the way that I found to add fabric. So, and you could cut smaller. You could probably cut these if you use 1-inch pieces. It goes faster and easier. See, that's what I was just about to say. If you used, we might do that for the next one. We'll do that one for the next one because the 2-inch strips is taking a little bit. So I apologize. We're going to go a little bit, but we've already started. I'm not going to unwrap and cut them up. So we'll do the next one with 1 inch. Ow, that was I clipped my hand there. So we're going to go around. It'll probably go a lot further too. Probably go a lot further because a 2-inch strip does not like to wrap sometimes. So, but it works. It works. So we're going to do one more. Ow. Absolutely, Stacy. Absolutely. Okay, so we have this one done. We're going to do one more piece. We're going to do one more piece. You want to make sure that you have right side up too. So we're making, for this one, we're doing a bowl. We're going to do a bowl on this one, and then our next one, we're doing 2 today. So we're doing a bowl on this one, and then our other one we're going to do is going to be just small, like a trivet or something, and we're going to add an embroidery to the middle of that one. We're going to add a embroidery to the middle of that one. You may have 1-inch strips left over from your... Oh, I do. Oh my gosh. Great idea, Miss Jen. Great idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the start of there. I'm just going to start where the other one ended. Add a clip there. That way it stays. Stay there. Now I'm wrapping the other way. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the shares, y'all. Thanks for all the shares. Thanks for all the likes. You guys are awesome. So we're going to keep going on this one. Just keep going. Just keep going. It's Friday, y'all. It is Friday. I am happy it's Friday. It seems like this week has just gone and gone. I'm glad you're here too. I am glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Anybody new here? I'm in Arizona. I am on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. I post my schedule on my page, so you'll see what we're doing for the week. And y'all get to choose what we do a lot of times. Y'all get to choose what we do. The singing, so I don't know if I'm singing or not. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I guess, you know, I'm singing Dory. Just keep going. Just keep going. So we're going to keep going here. So next week, y'all, Monday, Halloween's coming. I have a request to do a pumpkin Halloween basket. So guess what we're doing Monday? We are going to do that pumpkin Halloween basket. And Miss Cynthia was nice enough. She sent me this. She goes, this is what we use for the Halloween basket. I got to find the instructions, which I think I may have found the instructions. So you're never up this early. This is all new to me. So we started with the center, and we're going to be making a bowl. So we started with the rope. So this is just clothesline rope. We added a DTF transfer to the middle of it, make it a little cool. And now we're wrapping the rope. And while we're wrapping this rope, we are going to be, I don't know, Haley. I don't know. I just keep going and I just keep talking. So, but it's fun. It's fun. I have fun with y'all. I have fun with y'all. So I get up early in the morning. We end up doing a few projects. I go hit and walk or work out before work. And then I hit work at 8 o'clock. So I'm a director of IT. I run an IT department, y'all. So this is stress relief. This is stress relief. That can be a very stressful job. So you gotta have some fun. Gotta have some fun with this. So we're almost done getting this fabric all wrapped up here. Getting it all wrapped up. So, Miss Haley, it is 5:30 right here now. I'm on Mountain Standard Time, I believe it is. We don't have daylight savings time. So our time never, you're going to work after. So I work, so yeah, so I do this for 2 hours and then I go and walk. I've been walking about 2.5 miles. And then I hit work. So yeah, that's my morning, y'all. That is my morning. You missed the no time change. You know, it's funny. When I first moved, my husband's from Colorado. So when I first moved in with my husband in Colorado, 8 a.m. here, you started a job with... Well, I'm glad you started your job with me. Hi, job. When I first moved to Colorado, my husband's like, we got to change the clocks. I do not work from home. No, I work in office. No daylight savings times. No, we do not. We do not change time. We do not change time at all. You're from Colorado too. Very cool. So my husband was from Colorado, over on the western slope, little town called Hotchkiss, Crawford. We are. When I first moved there, he was like, "Hey, we need to change the clocks." I'm like, "What do you mean change the clocks? They're fine." He goes, "No, we got to move them ahead an hour." I'm like, "Why are we moving the clocks ahead an hour?" He goes, "Daylight savings time." I'm like, "What the heck is daylight savings time?" Yeah, exactly, right? I didn't know what that was. Anyways, so thanks for the share, y'all. Thanks for the share. Okay, so now we've got this. So now we're going to go back to the sewing machine and we're going to start stitching. And I'll show y'all that stitch that we're using again. I'll show y'all that stitch. We're going to see what this turns out like. I'm excited. I like the brown. I'm excited. So let me move this over here and we'll come back over here. Oof. We're going back over here, and I have to say my husband was nice enough that he tightened up my thing here. So I'm going to flip y'all around, flip this camera around. Okay, so I'm using a Brother Luminaire too, but I'd say the majority of you, welcome from Texas. The majority of y'all sewing machine will have the stitch or something close to the stitch. So I use that 3-18. I'm saying the 3-7 would work. The 3-19 would work. I mean, pretty much a lot of these stitches right here would work. So, but my go-to is that 3-18. Doing laundry, drinking coffee, and watching. Woohoo! Nice. Well, thanks for hanging out. So the 3-18 I use. So with the 3-18, I go and expand that stitch to 7 millimeters, y'all. So that, because it starts out about 3 millimeters smaller. So I expand that to 7 millimeters. But it is that stitch you see, which I've been told is a double blanket stitch. But you have that center stitch. Nice. Awesome. I like the rag quilts. Those are cool. Those are cool. So, but on this, you have that center stitch that goes down, and then you'll see it goes off this way and then it goes off to that way. So what happens is you center this foot in between, because if you look on your foot, you have a center mark on there. You have a center mark on there, and then when you add it onto there, you center the rope. So both pieces of rope is centered on that foot. So with it being centered on that foot, what happens with it goes right in between those two pieces of rope. So what happens is it grabs this side and it pulls it into the center stitch. It grabs this side and it pulls it into the center stitch. I mean, you're kind of keeping it right there, but it makes it, you were taught to use big. Yeah, I love this stitch. It works out really well. It works out really well. So let's go ahead and get back in here, and we're going to add the rope. So we've gone ahead and we roped it, y'all. We wrapped the rope, or wrapped the fabric. Hello, I cannot talk this morning, y'all. We have wrapped that fabric around the rope. So now what we're going to do, you know, I just use, you can use a what do you call them? Hold on. So they have jeans. So they have, the jeans and your embroidery needle. So I use the embroidery needle for everything, which the embroidery needle is a 90. So I use that embroidery needle pretty much for everything I use. So zigzag worked also. So yeah, a lot of people that I have seen do these use the zigzag needle, or zigzag needle. I'm talking about needles, zigzag stitch. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So now what we're going to do, so we're going to go back here. We've had fun with this. Let's add that rope. Let's add that rope, y'all. So let me flip y'all back around here. Flip you back around. Thanks for the new follows, y'all. Like I said, I have my schedule posted on my page. We have some new fun projects. I will go over those at the end of my live. Oh, okay, Miss Betty. So she's saying 90/14 works for the most ropes. So thank you for that, Miss Betty. Like I said, I learn things from y'all too. Which makes it fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this. And like I said, we're going to start curving up because we're going to turn it into a bowl. So when you want to curve it up, are we good there? So when you want to curve it up, you have it flat like this. You have it flat like this. In order to make it curve into that bowl, you want to just hold it up to the side of your machine. You're just going to hold it up to the side of your machine and keep stitching. So we're going to start stitching here. And I'm going to, because I stopped, I'm going to go back a few stitches and start stitching on there. So we're going to go there. So I'm going to remove that clip here. And if it doesn't catch it on this round, your next round around will catch the rope too. So you may have pieces of fabric, but it's okay. It's all right. So it's, as you see, it's just going to keep going. It'll start grabbing that fabric and the rope. It's a nice thing about these clips. You can just kind of, and you can stop and start this as it goes too. But just keep holding this up. Just keep holding this up. And it may take two wraps around for it to start curving, but I think it'll work out okay. If I miss your comments, I apologize. I'll try and grab them when I stop this. So stop there. And I don't use a pedal. I use the button, the start and stop button on my machine. So just keep holding it up there. As we keep holding it up, it will keep going, y'all. The brown on here, y'all. Once we get a loop around, we'll stop and I'll take it off here and we'll look at it and see what it looks like. We'll see what it looks like here. Keep going around. Let's take this off here and look at this and see. I quote my husband has been in hospital for 3 months and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm sending you lots of good vibes. I'm sending you lots of good vibes. So this is the rope, y'all. And as you see, it's already starting to curve. So when you have the fabric on there, it's a little bit stiffer. It's a little bit stiffer than just having the rope. So it'll curve a little bit sooner. So, but I'm thinking adding the fabric gives it just makes it pop. Just makes that mousse pop right out in there. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Thanks for hanging out this morning, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. All right. We're going to keep going here. And like I said, hold up. You're going to hold this up as you're stitching. And as you hold it up, it's going to make it curve around. It'll make it curve around. Go here. Makes it a little bit thicker, but I promise you it'll work. It will work. I think I added a few clips on here, but oh well. We'll probably add a piece of the, I think we might wrap a couple pieces of the white at top. I'm thinking. So you just keep holding it up, like I said. When you hold it up like this, it makes it curve. Makes it curve up. About to the end of the rope, y'all. What we're going to do is I'm going to add a couple loops of just the rope on top, and then we'll finish it off. change dish, something for you. You need tea? We gotta take a break, guys. Hold on. He needs tea. Break time. We say hi. He's getting tea. So he's laughing. So with us being in the camper, so our refrigerator's in here. So we have small space. We have a small space. So we'll get him some tea. So what we're gonna keep doing. So what we'll do is we're gonna add a couple more wraps around for the tea, or for the tea.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I can't multitask here. I'm talking about multiple things here. So we're going to add a couple more wraps around of the rope. And then I'm thinking we'll just do a circle on the end of it. Or maybe I don't know. We'll look at it and see. And like I said, this could be like a change dish, something for you to throw your jewelry in when you get home. Anything. It could be totally anything. So we're coming back over here. Thanks, honey. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna come back here. Okay, so now we're gonna go a couple more wraps with the rope. And then we're gonna have fun, and we can go a little bit longer today because today is Friday. I'm hoping we have time to just add just a simple embroidery to the middle of one. So I think we will. I think we'll have time. So this is just going to be just a bowl for you to throw your keys in. Whatever you need when you walk out that door, you can have it right there by your kitchen, or by your door when you walk out. That way you know when you walk in, you just throw your keys in it. That way you don't ever be like, where is my keys? Where are my keys? Or whatever you take to work. Thinking the moose turned out cool. The moose turned out cool. We're gonna go just a couple times around here. And then we will finish this off. They said I'm centering this foot. You're centering your foot in between the two ropes. And with centering that foot in between those two ropes, it goes and grabs both sides and kind of squishes it together for you. Your machine does all the work for you. You're just kind of directing the rope and the fabric as you're going. Whoever created sewing machines years and years ago, I thank them for it. I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is, I'm going to cut off down here. So what we're going to do, thanks for the follows, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. So what we're going to do, so is that not cool? That is cool. And look, like I said, it's just like that perfect bowl that you have to throw your trinkets in, something, anything. So we've had that. So I have this. How are we going to finish it? Thank you, right? So I'm thinking, what I'm thinking about doing is, let's see if I'm going to cut the frizzies off the end here. Okay, so we're going to go like this. So I'm going to put another, you need to have your own tag, right? I do. I need to get me some. Miss Cynthia was showing me those the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I need some of those. So we're going to go this way. So what we've done is we've added a circle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go stitch those down. Good morning, Nikki. Happy Friday, Miss Nikki. Turn it this way. And your rope, you see I'm squishing this rope. It'll form back to the way you want it. It'll form back to the way you want it, so. Okay, cut that. Okay. How cool is that, guys? So that worked out. That worked out really well. We have a little rope. All right. So let's do one with an embroidery in it. We want to do one with an embroidery in it. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with some embroidery. So that's how you add rope. Rope works really works really sometimes. Anyways, rope and fabric just gives it just that extra touch and makes it really cool. So and just FYI, I do repost all my lives. I repost all my lives to my YT page and my FB page, so you'll see them there. So yeah, let's add embroidery, y'all. Let's add some embroidery to this and see what we can come up with, because adding embroidery gives it, oh, it's so much fun. And your machine will do it. I promise your machine will do it. Make sure you're not using real thick thread, because it'll have a hard time with that embroidery foot under there. But as long as you use like thread, or not thread, but rope, the smaller rope, like the clothesline rope, works out really well. So let's go ahead and make another one. Let's go ahead and make another one. So I'm going to grab my rope here. Okay. So we have enough here. So we're going to go ahead and do a circle again. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follow. So we're going to go ahead and do another circle. So we're going to take this rope, and with the circle, you just kind of cinnamon roll. We're making a cinnamon roll. Somebody said earlier, cinnamon roll. Makes me want to do cinnamon rolls. I need to make cinnamon rolls. I may have to make some cinnamon rolls for my husband today. So we're going to go around like this. And just as a reminder when you do this, so on your sewing machine, you have those feed dogs that go like this, and it pulls your fabric through as you're sewing. It'll just pull it right through. It's going to do the same thing with the rope. So you want to make sure that when you have it in there, it's going to pull back this way. So you want to make sure that it pulls back the way that it's going to curve the rope. So it's going to be pulling that way and then pull that way. Because if you put it in this way and it pulls that back, it's going to pull it back that way. You want to make sure that you pull it back this way. So let's go ahead and get this going. So what you do is you make a small circle here. Thanks for all the shares and likes, and you guys are awesome. And thanks for all the new follows. I appreciate all the new followers, because we have lots of fun in the morning, y'all. We have lots of fun in the morning. Okay, so we're going to go this way. So we're going to go, and I'm going to stitch across, stitch down, just get this all combined. Once we get this all combined, we'll start going in a circle. And then once we get so big, yeah, it's fairly light. It's fairly light. Like I said, it's the clothesline rope. Go to Wally World and look for clothes. It'll be down over where the like tools and stuff are at in Wally World, but go and find clothesline rope. Google clothesline rope, you'll find it there. And it's under $3. It's like $2 and something for 50 foot of clothesline rope. Pretty cheap way to have some fun with your sewing machine. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. So we're going to stitch across here. We're just going to stitch a few times. And here we're going to come back this way. Come back this way. Turn it that way. So like I said, it's going to be pulling that way. So you want to make sure that your rope is that way. I've totally loaded these things in here the wrong way, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't work out very well. Once you get past the small middle and get it going, it goes a lot quicker. Your oval ones are harder because you start with a narrower piece there and then getting it to start. But as you see, I'm just kind of directing it because that feed dog is pulling it back. That feed dog is pulling it back, and you have that your foot right in between, centered in between those two pieces of rope. You have them centered in between those two pieces of rope. And now it'll just start going. Turn that up a little bit. This is just fun. Doing rope is fun. Fridays are always rope day, y'all. If y'all are new to me, Fridays we are always doing something different with rope. We've had so many different rope projects and we've had a lot of fun with it, so. But Fridays are always fun with ropes. Last Friday we added, I don't know what you call them, but we added loops all the way around. That was kind of fun. It was kind of hard, but we did it. We had it all the way there, so we're gonna get this big enough to add a embroidery to the middle of this. We'll add an embroidery to the middle of this. And what we'll do is we'll add that embroidery and then we'll add a piece of fabric to the back side. To cover up that embroidery, and then we'll add a little bit more. So how did I get the so the moose is actually a DTF transfer. So if you Google DTF transfer, you can look at that. So I got the image off of Etsy and then I sent it out to Arizona Custom DTF transfer. If you Google that, you'll find it. Is the lady, she's a lady here in Phoenix, and she does phenomenal work. So I got addicted to these DTF transfers. I've had too much time with them, so too much fun. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Happy Friday. Going. Let's see how big we can get here. Well, like I said, we'll add a embroidery to the middle of this. You always want to make sure you add the embroidery to the right side. I've added an embroidery to the wrong side before too. Yeah, that was fun. I think what I ended up doing when I added the embroidery to the wrong side, I think I actually cut the rope off and then restarted it. Happy Coffee Friday, Miss Lisa. So we're gonna get big enough that we can add an embroidery to this, and then we're gonna find an embroidery that's just on the machine. We'll find an embroidery that's just on the machine, and we'll do an embroidery on here. And y'all see, it's kind of fun to watch. It's kind of fun to watch the embroideries. I'm going to go a little bit bigger here, because I want to be able to do a good size embroidery. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to add an embroidery to this. We'll look at the designs. And y'all can look at the designs as I look at the designs. We have Disney characters. Y'all want a Disney character on here? We could add a Disney character. Okay, we could do Disney. We'll find a Disney character. Do you have a favorite Disney character? So the stitch length is, so this is a double blanket stitch. I'll show you all that stitch again here in a minute. I'm using 7 millimeters for the width. 7 millimeters is the width on this stitch. There's, so this is a Luminaire 2 Brother that I'm stitching on. And, but yeah, and the tension is 4. The tension's 4, the length is 2 millimeters, and the width is 7 millimeters. I'll show you all that again here once we get this all stitched out. And like I said, I center this foot in between the 2 ropes. And with centering that foot in between those 2 ropes, it does that straight stitch down the middle. And then it goes and it grabs from both sides. And as it's doing that straight stitch down the middle, it pulls it in together and makes it stitch up really tight. I said you can do it with a zigzag stitch. You can, I mean, there's so many different possibilities of a stitch that you can use, but this has literally become, I know, it's become my go-to. I use it for this. I use it for binding quilts. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. Ask all the questions you want. If I miss it, I'm sorry. You relate to Goofy. I don't know if I have a Goofy. We'll look and see. We may have Goofy. Okay, we'll see if we have Goofy. I think we'll look on here and see what we got. We will see. I think I might have Goofy on here. We will look. Y'all, Goofy is cool. I think we might just stitch up the rest of this rope, and then if we need more, I'll open that other bag of rope. Or I may have some extra in the drawer too, so. We'll get this stitched up. I guess we could add some fabric to the side of this, being this is fabric day. But you see how I'm just literally, I mean, I'm really not holding it. I'm just kind of directing it so it stays in the middle. And those feed dogs are just kind of, just keep, as it goes, it just keeps pulling that fabric back. It just keeps pulling that fabric back, so. I always tell you, you know, you got to be careful, because if you push or pull while you're stitching, it'll mess up that stitch. It'll mess up the stitch on there. So hold on, I got a knot here. I got to untie a knot. Okay, there we go. So then we'll just keep going here. I'm thinking I got to clean my sewing machine today too. I got to clean out underneath the presser plate. You got to, every once in a while, you got to take that presser plate off, pull the bobbin holder out, and because you'll have lots of like pieces of lint and fabric underneath there, and it'll mess up the sensors on your sewing machine. So thinking I'll be doing that. So I'm gonna let this stitch, like I said, we're just gonna finish this rope here, and then we're gonna go see what we can find. I'm hoping I have Goofy. I think I have Goofy. If we can find Goofy, we're throwing Goofy on here, y'all. Goofy's always fun. His laugh is hilarious. I love his laugh. He just makes you smile. It's him and Mickey that hang out, right? Do you need a special needle to sew through the rope? So I use my embroidery needle. So the embroidery needle and your jean needle, somebody posted 90-14 or /14. So, but I use an embroidery needle on the rope. So pretty much embroidery needle is my go-to needle. It's the needle I use for everything pretty much. So. More wraps around here. We're get to the end of this. But yeah, your machine just just pulls it. I tell you, so I was very intimidated by rope, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks really, really hard. I don't know if I could do the rope. As y'all can see, rope is fairly easy. Your machine does all the work for you. Your machine literally does all the work for you. You just got to get it started. Once you get it started, it just keeps going. Almost to the end here, y'all. Almost to the end. And then we're going to go search embroidery files. He said, this is a Disney Luminaire 2. So it has all kinds of Disney designs on here. So hopefully we will find Goofy. Hopefully we will find Goofy. If not, y'all get to choose what we are putting on here. So y'all will get to see what we're putting on here. So almost to the end. And all this hoop a tearaway stabilizer, and then you're gonna float. You'll float this on top of that the tearaway. I tried putting like using like a 505 spray, but yeah, I don't recommend doing that. Ended up that was the worst. That was a nightmare. That was a complete nightmare because I was having problems. It was like breaking the thread, and it was just, it was grabbing. The thread was connecting to that, the spray, so if you just kind of hold it in place while you hoop it, and I'll show y'all. Almost to the end. Almost to the end. So we've done both of these projects here with one 50-foot rope. And like I said, the 50-foot rope is like, it was like $2 and something at Wally World, so. Almost to the end. Oh man, my foot is asleep, y'all. Before I forget, when we stop this, we're gonna change that foot out. Every once in a while I forget and I just leave this foot when we start embroidering, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. I did that the other day and y'all caught me. You're like, hey, what kind of foot is that? I'm like, oh, yep, wrong foot. Almost to the end. Nice thing is we'll take the tape measure and we'll measure this and we'll see how big of a design we can do. Here comes the end. I'm going to cut the fray off the end of that. Okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add, or swap out this foot right quick. So you said, I just give it just a little bit of a tension with that screwdriver when I add that other foot. We're going to add this foot, and you put it on hand tight, and then you take that screwdriver And y'all just a light tension, just a little bit. You just that way it's a little bit tighter. So now what we're gonna do is yes, clothesline rope, y'all. So we're gonna flip around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back home. And again, stitch. So this is the settings on that stitch. So it's that 3-18. If you want to take a screenshot here, it's that 3-18, that double blanket stitch. And then I have a 7 millimeters of the width, 2 millimeters of the length, and your tension's set at 4. So that is the stitch that I use for this So we're gonna go back home. And we are going to go to embroidery, and it's going to move my foot over here. So we have Disney. We're going to go into Disney. Let's see what we have for Disney. So we have, there's Pluto. There's Goofy. There is Goofy. So Goofy is 587. I think we can probably do him. Is this the Goofy we want? We can do Goofy. Let's see if I have any other Goofies. Okay. We're going to set that one because he's going to be cool. I'm pretty sure that's big enough. All right. So we're going to stitch him out. So I'm going to flip y'all back around, and I got to get, we'll get a piece of stabilizer. And the stabilizer, like I said, the stabilizer is a tearaway. I don't think that one's big enough. It might be big enough. Let's see if this big is. Let me hoop this and see if this is big enough. If not, it'll say change to bigger hoop. No, it works. Okay. I just need a piece of stabilizer. So I am going to use a magnetic hoop. I have a magnetic hoop. I use the dime hoops. The dime hoops work out really well, y'all. The dime hoops work out really well. So I am going to use a piece of I'm going to use a piece of I'm going to hoop. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. No. Well, it's all right. Yeah. So what I've done is I've hooped a piece of tearaway stabilizer on the back, or in here, because we're just going to float this. We are just going to float this. So I've got a piece of tearaway stabilizer in here. This. Okay, so now we're going to get this in here. So we'll hoop this, and I'll show y'all because we're going to use that projector. We're going to use that projector on this machine. So I'm going to show you. This is another reason the projector is a lot of fun. So we're going to hit that cylinder on here. So we're going to see exactly where this is going to go. So you see how it shows that on there? Is that not the coolest? That is so cool. So I got to figure out. So center is right there. So that is where he's going to stitch out. Awesome. I'm glad you learned new stuff. I'm so glad you learned new stuff. So we're going to go just, I'm thinking that's centered right there, y'all. I'm thinking that's centered right there. So now what I'll do is I'm going to hoop, I'll hoop the white thread in here because we need white. We're going to go down that on white. So this is going to take about 22 minutes to stitch out. But like I said, we're going to go a little longer today. So we'll get it finished. I promise. We will get this one finished. So, all right. So let me hoop some white thread. We're going to hoop white thread. Find white thread. White thread. White. I found white. What I'll do is I'll go look for the other colors we need. I usually keep big things of white and black threads, so. Like I said, we're gonna float this on here and we're gonna let it, so you wanna hold it when it starts stitching. That way it kind of stays. So like I said, we're just gonna float. This is just sitting right here. So I'm just gonna hold it on here and we're gonna start that first stitch. And as it starts that first stitch, it'll connect it to the tearaway stabilizer. So we're gonna let this stitch, I'm gonna hold it just for a little bit and then we should be okay. So we are adding, if y'all are just joining, we are adding Goofy. We are adding Goofy to this rope. And the fun thing is y'all are gonna watch this design grow. This is the coolest thing. This is my favorite thing about doing embroidery, y'all. You sit there and watch, you're like, how the heck is that gonna turn out to be a Goofy? And you're like, well, okay. As it starts moving, you're like, oh, wow, this is gonna turn into a Goofy. And my favorite part is that last color. The last color is like a black. Do you have, I do, Susan. I actually, it's not a tiny home. I live in a fifth wheel. I live in a fifth wheel. The toy hauler is my section. We may have to look at the bobbin. We may have to make sure that the bobbin is okay because I'm hearing that bobbin. We may have to put a new bobbin in there. Look at that bobbin first right quick. We're going to rethread that bobbin just in case. I think we have plenty in there, but... And I'm just going to load a new one because that way we definitely will not run out of bobbin. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thank you for the follows. So I'm going to put a new bobbin in here. So we are adding an embroidery design to a rope project we're doing. If I can find the end. There you are. Okay. Put you back in there. Piece of thread got caught on the, there we go. This is going to be a big Goofy. It looks small, but he's going to be big, which is kind of cool. So it's doing the one hand over here, and then it'll come back and do the other hand on the other side, so. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. And we are unthreaded. We are unthreaded. We're going to rethread you. Sometimes you end up threading a few times when you're doing it, but it works out okay. And I think it's because the rope is not like completely flat on there when it does it. So if I hold it down, see, then it sounds better. He said you can't really see the white, but I promise you, once it keeps going, it'll be cool. So it looks like our next color we're doing on here is a red. So I'll get that red thread. think we're okay. So we're adding Goofy. This is gonna be cool. We're adding Goofy. Who doesn't love Goofy, y'all? Goofy's just fun, right? It is a Brother machine. It is a Luminaire 2. It's a Brother Luminaire 2. And I'm just floating this on top of a tearaway stabilizer. So now we need red. Now we need red. So this is part of the fun. So like I said, I had a 10 needle machine. It was a Baby Lock 10 needle machine. I loved that machine. But y'all, it took the fun out of it because you had all the thread already loaded and you got to the point where you loaded your embroidery design and walked away because it would hold 10 different colors and it would just go through the colors and stitch and you didn't have to be there. But I found that it was like, y'all, I want to watch what it does. I want to watch what it does. So that one. Now it's adding red. This is the inside of the mouth. So that's probably the tongue. That one's probably the tongue. So then we'll add this color, and it tells you what color to add. As you're using your embroidery machine, it'll sit there and tell you, add this color, add this color. So now y'all get to see the fun of adding all these different colors. This is where your automatic threader is like, oh yes. No, oh gosh, no, this is not the newest one, Becky. The newest one is an Avenir. So this is a few versions back. This is a few versions back. So, because there was a Luminaire 3, and that one messed up. There was a Luminaire 3 after this one, so we're going to go back. Color. I'm going to redo that one because it didn't thread right. So there was a Luminaire 3 after this one, but you can buy the upgrade for this that gives you the extra stitches and stuff that the Luminaire 3 had. So, right? Oh my gosh. So, right? So I can't believe the price of the new Brother machine. I think it was like $26,000 for the new Brother machine. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my machine and I probably paid more than I should have for this one a few years back, but I love this machine and y'all, I've got over 1 billion stitches on this machine. So I use it. I definitely use it, but you can buy a car for what you can buy those machines for now. So, but I guess if you think about it, I mean, I use mine every day. I mean, I guess I would get the use out of it, but yeah, right? I don't know. I just don't know craziness, but it's all right. Everybody has their own thing that they do, so. So now we're adding the face into here. So it added the mouth. And like I said, you're sitting there looking at this, it's like, is this gonna come out? If and when you buy a new one, that's the plan, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I literally do use this pretty much. I'm on this thing every day. I mean, I get up early to do this, so. You have the old Baby Lock. Oh, that is I love that machine, Nancy. That is a good machine. I'll tell you, the Baby Lock and the Brothers. I love Baby Lock and Brothers. The Baby Lock and Brother is good. Oh, we need green. We need green for the hat. Green. Green hat. Green hat. So I've gone through all kinds of embroidery machines. I started out, my first embroidery machine I ever had was the little Disney embroidery machine with the 4-inch hoop on it. And I used that thing for probably, gosh, I don't know, 5-6 years. And I did so many, and just because it had a 4-inch hoop, oh, I used it to its fullest, y'all. And then I went from that one, and then I had a Burnett 640, I believe it was. I can't remember the exact version of it. So I had that one, and then from there I got a used Bernina single needle. That one was fun. Then from that one I had what did I have from that one? I had I think I went from that one to the Baby Lock, the 10 needle Baby Lock. So I had the 10 needle Baby Lock for quite some time. Hold on, I'm dropping thread here. Sorry. The 10 needle Baby Lock, I had that one for a few years. And then I got rid of I sold the 10 needle Baby Lock. And then I got a Bernina, and I think it was the Bernina 970. Y'all, I'm not saying Bernina's bad, but I think Bernina's not an embroidery. They are more of your quilting side of things. And so I went back to the Brother because I'm like, you know what? This Bernina is just not working for me. So ended up going back to a Brother again, and I've been with this one ever since, and I love it. So if y'all are just joining us, we are adding Goofy to some a rope project here. It's always fun to watch because you add all the colors. Once you get all the colors added, and then you use the black, and the black just finalizes it. It makes it come into life. So, especially when you're sewing on white fabric, you know, because you have your white thread, you don't even see the white here. So it's just floated on there. It is literally just floated on there. So the stitching, once it stitches some, it actually grabs the backing. So it's called floating. If you Google floating, you'll see how that works. So I know it's kind of scary the first time that you do it. You're like, how's that gonna stay on there? But once it does some of the stitches, it'll actually, oops, it just broke. Oh, it didn't break. It looked like it broke. Yeah, floating is fun. Are you able to move the stop. I broke a needle. We broke a needle. Am I able to move the camera so I can see? Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Let me change the needle out. because we just broke a needle. Totally. Probably needed a new needle. See, that's what happens is sometimes, and that's usually when I switch my needle. A lot of people switch them out every day. They tell you to switch them out every day or after every project. Y'all, needles are too dang expensive to do that. Needles are too expensive to do that. So, yeah, the Destiny, I didn't know I could. Absolutely, you can totally float. You can totally float. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this bottom presser plate off, and we may clean the bottom of this out because we've been doing quite a bit of stitching. He said I was going to do that. So if you pop this up, move this. We have some, I don't know where my canned air is, so there is that piece of needle. I found the other piece of the needle. Okay, so we're going to put this back in there. I need to get got so much gum. Like I said, I'll probably get this out and clean it later today. Actually, completely take it apart. Because what happens is you have so much goop in here, especially when you're doing different, especially quilting, because you have all that batting and it's got like all the lint and stuff. Okay, let's try this again. So we'll put that bobbin back in here. That there. There. Now I'll go back and put this back in here. Oops. Might help if I watch what I'm doing there. Okay. Stopped. Yeah, stabilizer's underneath. Let me grab you. Flip you around. Flip. Okay. So it's stabilizers on here. It's just a tearaway stabilizer. I like to use the dollar store cosmetic brushes. Yeah. That works too. Like, that sounds a lot smoother, doesn't it? That sounds a lot better. That sounds a lot better. Like I said, this is what we're stitching on here, and we've got 4 more colors, so. Oh my gosh, the Brother Quattro is an awesome machine. So I have the Quattro 2 behind me. I have that Quattro 2 behind me, so. Isn't this fun, Sherry? It is so fun to watch it come out too. So we'll just, it tries to, you have to be careful because it senses where it's embroidering, so. I don't know if I can, if I zoom in, I don't know if I can zoom in, so. That's perfect. Okay, thanks, Lisa. Like I said, once it starts, so we'll do this color, and then we'll add the blue for the pants, and then the rest of the color is all black, y'all. So, and when we start adding that black, that's when he's gonna pop out. That is when Mr. Goofy is gonna pop out. Thanks for the follow. He said, any new followers this morning? Appreciate you joining. I'm on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. I usually have my schedule posted on my page, so you can go and see what we're doing for the day. I'm gonna flip you around here. I'm gonna flip you around so I can get the color change. We're gonna add, we're adding blue onto here, so we're adding blue thread. Like I said, it looks funny. You're like, how is that gonna turn into Goofy? I promise you it turns into Goofy, y'all. Promise you it turns into Goofy. We need blue. We need blue for the pants. He's got blue pants. I can just hear Goofy. That's funny. So we're gonna go here. So we'll get stitching. I'll take y'all back off of there so you can watch it again. Take you back off here so you can watch it. My name is Carrie, by the way, if you're new. So we're gonna hit start. So now it's gonna come along. Thanks for the follows. So it's gonna come along. So now it's gonna start doing that blue. So it's gonna start doing the blue, and we're gonna do the pants here. They said I'm floating. We did. I do, Sherry. And actually, if you have something that you want to learn, let me know. I will do a live on that. I'll do a live on that. So. And I repost all my lives to my FB page and my YT page, so. We're gonna stop this for a minute because sometimes it starts making funny and we need to rethread. So when it starts, you'll learn the sounds of your sewing machine, and when you learn those sounds, you're like, okay, something not right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna rethread that bobbin. We're gonna rethread the bobbin, and then rethread the top too. It's like I can be all the way, well, you know, I live in a camper now, but I can be on the other side of the camper and I'm sitting there listening and I hear it do something and I'm like, oh, heck no. And I start running across the camper, be like, okay, something wrong with the sewing machine. I just know the sounds. You learn the sounds of your machine. Once you learn the sounds of your machine, you're like, oh, yep, I know what it's doing. But then you can hear it and you'd be like, okay, it's purring now. It's purring now. We'll make sure that it's going good. Oh, there we go. It is not liking. For some reason or another, it's grabbing underneath, and I don't know why. Sometimes you end up. This is the lovely parts of embroidery. Sometimes it works perfect. Other times it's like, yep, nope. underneath. And it might just be I did this one time. Oh my gosh, it took me forever to do the embroidery on that. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put some different, we're going to put, instead of using the polyester, we're going to use cotton on the bottom. See if that makes a difference. Sometimes it's just the type of thread. We're going to rethread this one too. So we are making a, we're just adding Goofy. We're making kind of like a trivet here. So we're just having issues with thread right now. So, all right. Let's see if this fixes our issue here. So we put a different kind of bobbin in there. Let's see what that does. That sounds a lot better, huh? As I say that. Killing me here. And I think it's just because it's going through the layers. Does not want to stay in here. I tell y'all we can do embroidery, and then this is what happens, y'all. This is what happens. Parts of sewing, guys. It's not always, they don't always just run smooth. They don't always run smooth. Sometimes you're like, heck, what am I doing here? We're going to leave this other bobbin in here. Try this again. I wonder if it's it just does not want to play nice. Just let me get through the pants. We were going good. We were going good. We're going to finish this, y'all. We are going to finish this. Sometimes this is embroidery, guys. Sometimes it just sits and does this. Sometimes it sits and does this, but it's all right. I think it's when it goes that one direction. We may make it. I shouldn't jinx it, right? I shouldn't jinx it. Because after this one, we're going to move... I think what it's doing is it's grabbing those threads from the stitching together, I think is what's happening. Just make it. Okay, yay. Okay. Now we'll go to the black. Now we'll go to the black thread. Tell ya. Oh, those are brown. Those are brown. Those are brown shoes. Brown shoes. Almost forgot his shoes, guys. Right? Sometimes you have to, Nancy. Sometimes you just stand up and walk away. I think the machine says, like, you need a break. It's time for your break. I think it's just... I think what happens is it's literally grabbing those threads from where you stitched, I think is what's happening. I don't know. Sometimes I have really good luck with this. Sometimes I don't have good luck with this. And I have to say, but it's going to work. I have faith. Find if you do more intricate things like this. Well, I don't know. I did another one and it seemed to work fine, but who knows? We're almost to the outline because I think once we get to the outline, we'll be okay. Killing me, Smalls. We're gonna go around. Right? Goofy's gonna be cute. No, it is not the first time. I've done it multiple times. Like I said, sometimes it goes just fine. Other times we have this issue, but I don't give up. If you can get past the one point. I did a really cool gnome with ice cream on one of my on one of mine, and it really turned out really cool. So I think it'll be okay. We got one more shoe here. Like I said, I think once we get to the outline stitch, we'll be okay. I hope. I'm thinking positive here, y'all. So it's just going to be just a little trivet. Just a little trivet for your, or it could be a mug rug. Whatever you want it to be. It's just a circular. Because we did one and it stopped. Yeah, I know it broke. We can just get past these shoes. Once we get past shoes, I'm thinking positive that we're just going to be doing the outlining. So it hopefully... It goes in stages, y'all. It literally goes in stages. Some designs work out really well. Some designs, it doesn't, so. But I think what it's doing is it's actually grabbing the stitching that we did on the with the rope. I think is what's happening. It's getting... Wondering if you put like a stabilizer on top that it would make a difference. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes it works fine. Sometimes it's like, yep, nope, sorry. Okay. So now we should just be... We got 6 minutes, y'all. Let's see if we can... I have some... Right? I'm telling you, the frustration is real, y'all. The frustration is like, oh my gosh. I just want to finish it. I just want to finish it. Okay, so I'm thinking positive here, y'all. I am going to think positive that this last color is going to go smooth. We need some positive vibes here, y'all. Some positive vibes. Ugh. Stop. Stop. My positive vibes didn't work out very well there, y'all. We can get past 6 minutes. No, go ahead and go. This may be a long 6 minutes, y'all. I apologize. I think it's just grabbing those threads. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I usually don't have these issues. When it's just doing that straight stitch, the minute it tries to do the other stitch, y'all, it is not having fun. We're going to try this for a little bit more, and then I may just have to tear my machine apart when I'm done with work today and completely clean it, because I have a feeling well, it was going good for a while, guys. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. This is one of those is like, come on, just finish for me. We're so close, guys. We are so close. We're only just a couple minutes from it being completed here. Come on, Pine. Have feeling. Definitely gonna be cleaning this machine. Definitely gonna be cleaning the machine. It's gonna look cute, right? We're so close to having him done. So close to having him done. that last color, when you do that last color, it makes it pop. You're like, oh my gosh, I see him. I finally see him. I think that's what made me get addicted to embroidering, y'all. Is when you do embroidery designs like this. We're down to 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes. Can we get it? Please. Please be nice to us. So close. So close. Good thing I have an auto threader. I've done this on a machine that didn't have an auto threader. Oh my gosh. That one you want to walk away and scream. That one you want to walk away and scream. You're like, no! How many times do I got to thread this machine? So close. 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. So we are making a, so we did a rope project. And with this one, we decided to make a little, either, it can be like a mug rug, a trivet, whatever you want it to be. I'm thinking a mug rug. I think it'll be a mug rug. And where thread is. Are you going to finish for me? We're having heck. We're almost done. Yay! It finished, guys. It finished. Okay. Got to put the Disney down here. So on your Disney designs, it always puts the copyright of the Disney. And it's not stitching. Why are you not stitching? Okay. Finish up. Finish that last stitch. Okay. You were done. You were done. I'm just going to rip that off there. We're going to go over to the table. Okay. That one was hard. Why? Last 2 days, y'all, I decided I'm going to do something crazy. Yeah. Okay. Check it out, guys. We have Goofy. We have Goofy. It was hard to get him there, but we got him there. We got Goofy there today, y'all. Okay. I'm going to put that there. Right? And see, in the tearaway stabilizer, it just literally, so that it just tears right away. It just tears right away. A lot of times, I'll just add, sometimes I'll add pieces of fabric or something to the back. I don't know. It depends. But he's Goofy. We have Goofy on the rope. Took us a little bit, but it was fun. So our 2 projects today, check that out. We did pretty good today. I think we did pretty good. We were able to finish goofy good. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Ray. And then we did the moose, right? How fun was that, y'all? How fun was that? Thank you. Thank you. So Monday, y'all. Monday for next week, we are doing, let me look at my schedule for next week. I'll be posting that schedule today. I'll post that schedule today. So we are doing, where are we at? Where'd my schedule go? I need to do, my schedule went bye-bye. Why did my schedule go bye-bye? Okay, we're gonna have to come up with it again. Pretty sure we were doing, I'm gonna put that there. We're gonna write this again because, so Monday we are doing, the, thank you. You have a good weekend too. I'll see you on Monday. Come join us on Monday. Yes, Monday is the Halloween bag. So Monday we're doing a Halloween bag. Write this down. Monday's Halloween bag. Tuesday, I think we're doing an apron next week. Do we want to do the apron on Tuesday or Thursday? We could do the apron Tuesday or Thursday. What do y'all think? Because we're doing Halloween bag. Let's do... Thank you. It's been a fun week. It has definitely been a fun week. We've accomplished so many different things this week. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. So we have apron that we're doing next week. Somebody wanted us to make bigger bags. So we're going to make bags next week. So we're going to learn how to do bags. And then what else do we want? Oh, microwave bowl koozies. We want to do a zipper bag. Yes, zipper bag on the embroidery machine. So we'll do well, I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll do zipper bag on the embroidery machine. Zipper bag. And then somebody wanted to do microwave bowl koozies. Apron Tuesday, something for Christmas on Thursday. We could do Christmas Thursday. How about Christmas microwave bowl koozies? How does that work? You want to do Christmas microwave bowl koozies? That's it. You guys get to, it's fun when you guys, sure, okay. We'll do bowl Xmas koozies. And then, of course, Friday. What's Friday, y'all? Friday's rope day. Friday is rope day. Okay, so we have Monday Halloween bag. Tuesday is apron. Wednesday is making bags. We're going to do, yes, right? Wednesday is we're going to make bags, including zipper bags in the hoop. I'll show y'all the zipper bags in the hoop. Thursday, we're going to do microwave bowl koozies with a Christmas theme. And we'll do big ones and we'll do the smaller ones. So we'll do both sides. We'll do the big and the small on there. And then Friday, rope. We'll have to figure out something fun with the rope on Friday. So I'll post our schedule on my page. I'll repost this live today, even though we had fun with Goofy, but he turned out cute. He turned out cute. So, so I'll get that posted today and I'll see y'all on Monday. I will see y'all on Monday. And thanks for joining, y'all. Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. Come hang out. Come hang out. Come have coffee. Come laugh and joke and see what we're making next time. See what we're making next time. All right. Y'all have a good one. Yes. Goofy. Yeah, Goofy has to be Goofy, right? So, all right. Y'all have a good weekend and see you on Monday. Bye, guys.